guys, happy Wednesday. I hope you are having a great week. I am having a really great week. And there's a couple things I want to talk to you about today. But the first one is Beet Boost. And this is Beet Boost. Isn't it pretty? I think it's really pretty. Mm. It tastes really good too. What it is, you're probably like, what the heck is Beet Boost, right? It is a combination of beets and tart cherries. And they, believe me, it tastes really good. And Beet Boost has been used for a long time, mostly by like endurance athletes, long distance athletes, people who need a lot of stamina because, hold on, man, I love that stuff. Um, it it helps your heart and your lungs work more efficiently. The nitrates are really good for you. And so people were finding that it would actually give them an athletic advantage. They would be able to have better, oxygen circulation to the muscles, and they would do a lot better. And then, so that's the beets. And then the cherries, the tart cherries, awesome for inflammation. And so, if and like I have arthritis and it has been amazing for my inflammation, for my joints. I feel so much relief from it. That's just me personally. Um, but inflammation all over your body has been implicated in all kinds of problems, including heart problems, including, pain in your joints, just all kinds of stuff. And so anything that fights inflammation is going to be good for you. And if it does it while it tastes yummy, then I'm totally in favor of that. I want to show you what the canister looks like and stuff. It's Beet Boost, Stamina, and Tart Cherry, right? It only has like 36 calories. You only need a tablespoon. And like I said, it's mostly been used by athletes, but it's really good for anybody that has a heart and lungs. And you guys know that I am healing some conditions in my lungs, and so I like it for that too. Helps you use oxygen better. My brain uses oxygen, my muscles and my body use oxygen, so it's a really good supplement. If you want to try it, I do have a link. It's an affiliate link down in the description, because it's something that I super believe in, and I think it's a really good product. And a lot of the people who watch my channel, all of you guys, some of you guys have a lot of weight to take off. Maybe you're fighting some pain with that, the inflammation. I know when I first started walking, it hurt a lot. Like it took everything I had to get myself to do it because it hurt so much. So I just think this is something that could help you to not hurt so much. And so I think you should try it if you want to. It might be something that would help. And a canister lasts a really long time, so it's a good way to. Not everybody will eat beets. We're all supposed to eat beets, but not everybody loves the beets. But when you put it with tart cherries, now you're talking, right? I also like to put it with hibiscus tea. That's one of my favorite ways to take it. Or I'll just put it in my water bottle in the morning and then sip on it, during the day, and get that optimum nutrition all day long, like athletes do. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how it's going, for the month of April. As a present to Chef AJ, she asked if we would all just try to like follow the UWL plan really exactly, which is things like veggies for breakfast, just eating really plain and sane. So focusing on ingredients rather than recipes, having fruits and vegetables, lots of starch, and being really low fat and being absolutely off of the sofas. So that's no sugar, no oil, no flour, no alcohol, and no salt. Well, you guys know I did most of it before, but I was always still using salt. Well, I've stopped using salt. I have stopped using salt, and I have found a couple things that has really helped with my edema. I'm not having as much edema, and I always thought, that my edema was due to other factors and that it wouldn't be helped that much by reducing salt, and I was wrong. And I also did it because I'm really trying to I'm having trying to have a bland diet that doesn't taste very good. And I know that that sounds so funny, but let me explain why I want to do that. There are studies that show that if people eat a bland diet that just doesn't taste very good, they will take off more weight, which makes sense because you're not tempted to overeat a bland diet that does not taste very good, right? But the other thing that's interesting about it is the people that followed that bland diet that they didn't want to overeat, they also didn't have cravings. They also found it to be pretty painless, like pretty boring, but also, easy to stick to, which I find really interesting. And that's what I want. I don't want to be constantly pining after all the tasty, hyper palatable food. I don't eat it anymore, but I still want it sometimes, and I'm looking for relief from that. Um, this particular study that I read about, the there were people that started out like over 400 pounds, like I was, and they took off like 200 pounds and then they kept it off. And the keeping it off part is the part that appeals to me. And the not having the struggle, struggle is a choice. The opposite of struggle is surrender. And so I have come to terms with the fact that if I want to maintain a smaller body size, if I want to maintain good health, I cured. I I hope I cured a lot of health conditions, from everything from high cholesterol to high triglycerides to I had sleep apnea. I had horrible pain. You guys know this. I've shared this before, but I just had a lot of health problems, and I probably was not long for this world when I weighed 436 pounds. And um, to me, it's a good trade off, even though this is the thing, all of that crappy food, I was in love with it. Like, I was in lust with it. I would look forward to it like a lover, like I I was just massively addicted and obsessed with food. And even as extreme as of a food addict as I was slash am, but I am a recovering food addict, right? Um, I think this is a good bargain, even if my food never tastes good again. And I know that sounds really extreme to some of you guys, but this is what I want. I think it's a good bargain to trade health for the rest of my life for a couple minutes of something tasting good in my mouth. I don't want to be a person who gives up what I really want, what my long term goals are, for what I want right now, for a craving that's going to pass if I let it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still doing it. Part of doing it is not weighing in. So if you came looking for a weigh in today, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Because part of it is not being obsessed with the scale, not being obsessed with food, not being obsessed with the scale, just focusing on building my body out of the very highest quality nutrients. Um, I heard about a group of people that call themselves Chronies. Chronies, and so Chron stands for calorie restricted optimal nutrition. And these are people that deliberately restrict their calories to about, like, men restrict it to about 1,500 calories because of all the studies that show that if you calorie restrict mice, you can increase their longevity for years and years and years. Well, like in mouse terms, so months and months and months. It would translate to humans as being, much longer lives. And so they practice this all the time, and they make it kind of a game of like, how can I get the most nutrition in the fewest calories? Well, we already know how you do that, and it's what we already do. If you eat a plant-based diet that is extremely nutrient dense, so contains a lot of greens, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, and make your starches high quality starches. So you choose like your brown rice instead of white rice. You choose oat groats instead of like oatmeal. You choose quinoa instead of, something that would be a less nutrient dense. Obviously, like no flour, no pasta, um, things that don't have very much nutrition. I choose sweet potatoes over white potatoes just for the same reason. Um, and so, am I a chrony? Are we cronies? I think we are kind of cronies because we're keeping our calorie, we're going by calorie density. We're going for the most dilute calories for the most dense nutrition. And so it's kind of cool. It's a kind of cool club to be in. I love the idea of just making my body out of the very best stuff, because for years I made my body out of the very worst stuff. And the body that I lived in reflected that. You can't look like $1,000,000 eating off the dollar menu. You can't feel like $1,000,000 eating off the dollar menu. So, I hope you guys are having a really great week, and I'm going to keep this experiment up. My commitment was through the end of April, but I don't think I'm going to want to go off it at the end of April. But you know what? It's an experiment, so um we'll see how I'm doing at that point. But I do want to end with just one more thought in the same vein. All the people I know that have been the very most successful and have stayed on this lifestyle, um, I'm thinking in particular of some people I've interviewed. So Laura, um, you can see her interview on here, and also Jane. I did an interview with her, and then I think about AJ and Shada, people that have taken off a lot of weight. And this is the part that's key to me. They keep it off without struggling. They're not craving, they're not pining, they're not, like doing it, but like doing it grudgingly or feeling miserable. They're they're happy, and they're peaceful, and they're calm about it, that they're accepting, they're surrendered, if you think about it that way. Every last one of them eats super simple. Laura told me she gets up in the morning, she steams some greens, she makes some steamed vegetables, and that's what she eats. And then later on in the day, if she has soup or stew or chili or something like that, she'll put it over greens again, and she eats greens with almost every meal. She says it slows her down, and she just doesn't eat as much as she used to. And then my friend Jane said this almost the same thing, that she goes and gets a bag of salad and she eats it plain or with some vinegar. She gets some frozen vegetables and eats those pretty plain. I know Chef AJ, when she was fighting some digestive problems, she ate sweet potatoes and zucchini for a really long time. She ate sweet potatoes and zucchini for a really long time. Um, my friend Shada pretty much has fire roasted um, peppers and cruciferous crunch every single day. She eats a lot of fruits and vegetables. Do you see the pattern here? Like, very simple food, ingredients, not recipes, nothing fancy, nothing hyper palatable, really optimally nutritious food eaten really plain. And that's what I'm doing too. So I'll talk about more specifics of what I'm doing in the next video, but I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.